Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast. We'll be bringing raw and unfiltered energy for each movie and TV show that we will be reviewing. Just think of it as turning your movie group chat into a podcast. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz.
I am Jason. And man, per usual, I got some house rules I want to run through with you. So let's get started. One, we will be spoiling this review. So if you haven't seen it, you haven't watched it, please stop, go check it out, and then come listen to this review. Number two, please like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know, let your church members know, let your family know what we are doing over here at the Was It Good Though podcast. Number three, have fun. We just kicking shit, having fun with my friends. That's what we do. And last but not least, this is not a kid-friendly podcast. So if you're watching with your kids, that's something on you that has nothing to do with us. Let's get to this review.
Jason definitely tried to defend it. He tried. I give him kudos.
I will say this.
I don't hate the movie.
It does some interesting things in it. It's like they tried their issues. They tried too hard to be different. They tried too hard to try to make a statement. It's kind of the issue that I have with Joker, like trying to be not Joker 1, but Joker 2.
Of course.
Hey, let's intentionally go against the grain. Nah, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. Everybody wanted. I mean, I feel like things to fix that movie, they would have had to do it in the Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. I mean, there was things that could have fixed number 3, but they missed it, so it missed the mark.
To fix number 3, you would have to start in 2018 or Kills. Like, you have to go back.
Shit. You repeat to me?
Ivy sounds contagious.
Nah. So here's the thing. I literally came back from cycling class and shit. So my shirt is wet. I literally just got back. So my shirt is wet and AC's on.
So he dropping short films and coming on the pod fresh out of working out and sweating and stuff.
I be having a busy life, man.
So you in one of them little boosie cycling classes? They'll be like white.
We don't go that hard, but they be playing hip hop for real.
Can you imagine Ivy Jazz?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I can. I know there's a video out there somewhere on YouTube of that.
He be going ham. He done jumped off the bike and started dancing. Like, hey, hold on.
No, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
He seemed like he want to show off his new skills. He be like, let me show them this new trick I did. I got something hot for y'all now.
Don't do me like that.
Yeah, Darcy, she sent me a video of this dude she used to talk to. And he on the K. Michelle reality TV show. And this nigga just break out into the spinneroonie, into a worm dance, and he jumped back up. She was he was always kind of nerdy, but that shit there was this shit made me cringe. Nigga, I used to know this guy.
Who are you?
And K. Michelle was K. Michelle and Delicious on the show. They was damn, I ain't never seen a big man move like that. And I was shit, I can't even move like that. That nigga, they're agile as fuck. But yes, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, whenever this finds you. What you got for me?
I'll see how they doing me right now, audience.
Hey man, that's for that 5 o'clock shadow joke. I had to get your head early and often. But this is Was It Good Though podcast about movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
Yes, and we got one of our guests on today. We got he's a returning. He's been throughout our entire month. I'm not entire, but been a lot of our horror episodes as of late. Ivy, how are you doing, sir?
Man, chilling, can't call it. You feel me? Just here, trying to detox for the day because y'all running my content up. So I feel y'all respect it. Love y'all.
Oh, thank you. Definitely appreciate that. Jason
Yeah.
seemed like you good. Yeah.
God damn, everybody got quiet.
Because you muted your shit. So it was
I'm because I was done. I ain't know I had. I was
oh,
done.
I didn't know you was done. Say over.
Yeah, my bad. It's like,
He's
I
like,
muted it. Went back and watched Laura Hasn't Slept.
that's a good short. That was
It
a really good
is.
short.
It is. It is. And of course, they brought her into the original movie as well. Go ahead and finish out the rest of that scene. I do, off the rip, will say the entity looked a lot better in the short film than it has in the major films, in my opinion.
Honestly, I like the way it looked in the first movie better than the second. Because the first one, that was like, I had to close my eyes. I was like, oh, this nigga look disgusting. Like, it's the same way as watching the chest burster in the first Alien in comparison to like watching it in
Covenant.
Yeah. That's kind of what that feeling is. Like, it just doesn't look right. I get what you're trying to go for, but it's not, this ain't it.
When it raised his arms, I'm like, what are you doing? This is not what you do. Yeah. That's a piece of Covenant I would definitely change. But back to Smile, which is what we are reviewing. Jason looks like his attention is somewhere, like he's about to cuss somebody out. But yes,
I just looked. Oh, I just looked over. I was just like, dang, it's just a little bit of pivot. We ain't jump too much into to the rumbling. So I was just trying to, I was just thinking. That's it. I just looked up to the side. Sorry, I did the That's So Raven book.
This, you know what? You got it.
What you got it, Jazz? I'm gonna pass it back to you, sister.
Was you still doing the intro?
No, I'm done. No, I was done. You said I was confused. I was like, no, I'm not. I was just thinking. And what was it? That's it.
Okay. Yeah, Smile 2. I will apologize for past remarks at the end of this episode, because normally people cut it off at the end, so they ain't got to hear that apology. But going into this, I'm curious of what you guys thought with this opening scene. I'm gonna start with you first, Ivy, since you are our filmmaker. I will say that. So what did you think about this opening scene?
That easily was one of the most tense scenes I've seen this year. Jesus fucking Christ. God damn. I watched it a second time. I'm like, nah, this scene is going crazy. I think what made it, obviously cold opens are different from like the climax of the film. That's kind of the weight that I wanted to be held during the climax of the last movie. Like, as you're watching the entire scene, you're like, oh no, this guy is like actually out of time. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, just going off what I saw, for the most part, it was either a full one take or it had some like hidden cuts in there, like transitions that we not noticed, because that helped it out a lot. Once are we just spoiling it? Or are we just doing the whole thing?
Nigga, talk, my nigga, talk. Say what you want to say. Yes, the bitch dies at the end. Yes, say it if you need to.
You stupid. Nah, but like that whole scene, this is like, he's up there on a mission. It's like, when I always say this, when you're watching the scene, you're never supposed to be kept guessing. You should, in some sense, know what's going to happen, but it's about the ride, how you get there. In my mind, I'm like, okay, he's at this drug dealer's crib. He's going to kill these two guys. You didn't have to like, Steve wanted to see that shit. You knew that was going to happen. But how you just got there every single moment, I'm just on the edge of my seat. And then even to the point where they have that shootout and he's feeling the weight of why he's not, like, where in his mind, he thought, damn, I fucked this up and I have to like fuck around and try to do this again or I'm done. To the other shootout and said, damn, then it got hit by that truck. Like, I knew he was going to die, but not like that. That was insane. Now that's where I'll say Smile does this thing where, Smile 2 does this thing was like, it's like trying to guard James Harden or some shit, or like an elite NBA player. They all have their go-to moves. You study it, you know what's going to happen. and you still fall for it every time. That's kind of what that opening scene definitely did and set up for the rest of the movie.
Okay. Jason, what about you?
I love this. I love the intro to the movie, and I guess my question, which they kind of the director writer said himself, is like whenever I try to answer one question, I end up leaving two more questions out there. And I was like, okay, so if the guy, I can't think of it, if Louis, okay, so Louis, I thought you have to see the death. Is it like you just have to see the person die? Like, how does that? Because if that was the fact, I wouldn't have been running as hard as he was trying to run, which I get, where he was coming from, like trying to get up out of there because it was a shootout with him. Like, damn, he went from a action horror movie at this point. Because I'm like, damn, this is a completely different tone. I'm like, bro, because I definitely probably off me a nigga the first day if I'm looking, well, within the first four, I'm offing. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting somebody up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But and I probably would do, and like I guess it's because it's a spectacle. Does it have to be a spectacle? Because I'm like, but why they just ain't never tried to kill somebody in a room and just go on about their business? Like but it's like, I guess you the one that's seeing it still.
Because it's a traumatizing event. At the end, that's why it has to be a very gruesome and damn near brutal death, because something like that visually, when you see it, it really just resonates and it just sticks to you in the back of your mind. And that's how it starts to infest and feed off of you. So if I'm assuming he did not see the dude get stabbed in the neck, but it's very likely he saw the shootout. And the fact that he was just there to be some sort of witness to it is how it passed on. I came to that conclusion after watching the ending. And I was like, okay, usually you do this in a small setting to where only you pass on the one. But I'm like, oh, I guess it doesn't work that way as long as you're some form of witness to it in the time frame, in the moment it happens. And I guess this is kind of how it goes.
So
go ahead, you got it, Jay.
So do you think when, I think it was Joel, his reasoning for going there was to infect that drug dealer, and that drug dealer was supposed to see him kill somebody? So if he didn't shoot the drug dealer, if the drug dealer survived, would it have passed on to that drug dealer to where he was no longer infected?
Yeah.
So
that's essentially what they was going to do. That was his goal in mind.
That was his plan: kill his brother in front of his brother and let him carry it.
Right. So I guess I'm curious, and I think this is one of those questions that the director realized once I answer one, I get two more. If that were the case, how was Joel able to get this information? Because I know, Jason, correct me if I'm wrong, you said you recently watched the first one. Was there anybody there that actually explained what the person needed to do?
Oh, the black dude in the jail.
Thank you, Jason. But yes, you're right. The black guy from
because he said you
and that also played.
That's right. He said you had to kill somebody in front of somebody else.
In front of somebody, and it skips you.
Okay. I wish I would have rewatched the first one. Okay, that makes sense. So the drug dealer was definitely supposed to survive in that, but
the drug dealer was supposed to. But when he killed his brother, he shot him, and he shot Joel in the arm. Joel shot him. He died, and as he bled out, I guess. I feel like he walked in as he was bleeding out to see that, because technically that's what happened to Joel at the end of one. He walked in as she was burning herself up. She had poured the gas on herself.
You talking about
and
Louis?
As he walked. No, Joel on the first movie at the end of the first one. He walked.
You talking about Louis seeing him in the second one?
Yeah, I feel like
you think he walked in
as he was bleeding out, like he watched him bleeding out, and that's regardless if you see it's traumatic either way.
Yeah, and like it was clear he was in there for a little bit.
I was thinking Louis was there for a minute, like he was chilling there, getting high with them, so he saw that entire thing happen. He just didn't say anything. He was chilling in the corner.
I feel like he had just walked through the door though, because that'd be because he would have got. I feel like he would have got shot or shot at or something, like in a situation like. I don't think he was there. I think he pulled up at the same time. But there was only the two cars the one car of the guy in there, the guy that had just pulled up, and then his car. Then when they come back out, you do see the other car in front of the yard. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. in that situation. But in every instance, it's always like they're watching this person do this. In there, like I like shit. This is like Shorty in the first movie. I would have left out when Shorty started bugging out. Like, oh yeah, no, she whatever happened in that situation, that's on her and Jesus. Like,
You
then
were
the
her
smile
doctor.
problem is I'm not. That was her, and that's her therapist told her. I am not her doctor. It was a patient I was talking to for 10 minutes. I don't know this woman. She is not my. She is.
So you gonna pull a Kiki? I do not know this man. I'm sorry to
I
him.
don't.
But
I just sorry to her. Sorry to her.
okay. That's some really good theories, but I agree with y'all. I think this introduction scene was just blew me away and it had me hooked immediately. And Ivy, I was thinking the same if it was just like a one shot or maybe two. And I think the fact that he was going in multiple rooms and the camera angles during this entire shootout scene, which added it to be extremely intense. I was like, well, how the hell he gonna get out of here? But I also think it was a really dope idea to try to have the demon latch on to somebody trash. Because I always try to
Okay,
think,
he's a police officer, so like in his mind, these aren't like two-bit drug dealers. These are like guys that supply people. So they're not like just young niggas trying to make a living or do whatever. It's clear they are some guys because five niggas get out the car and start lighting that shit up. They're some real folk.
Now, one thing I will say is I did think the way that Skye got it was I thought that was her car that ran over Joel. And I thought when she ran him over, the entity went into her. I thought that's what was going to go happen, but I'm like, wait, but Louis, like, so I know that wasn't what it was, but I did think it was her because I'm like, and then I was like, oh shit, maybe because she ran him over, Louis seen him get hit by the car, and that was the spectacle that gave it to him. I thought that's what it was, but Louis was clearly inside the house. It wasn't that. It was just dude had to die, I guess.
yeah, I didn't think he was going to be in this movie, but I'm glad that he was because I was curious to how they were going to like tie him in, and I'm glad he wasn't in the trailer. Um, so it
Yeah,
was
that was great to see.
What?
That was
I didn't
great.
watch it. I didn't watch the trailer, so I couldn't even say if he was or not.
he wasn't the only. I kind of knew ahead of time only because he was at the premiere. So with him being on the premiere, I was like, damn, he probably in this. But it was cool seeing him in the opening scene. Um, so after all of this wild intro, we get to meet Skye. Jason, how did you feel about Skye and the story that this movie was trying to tell about her background and also, I guess, just where she is in her career?
So I did look at where she got her motivations from, and it was like she said, she Whitney Houston, Amy Winehouse, Britney Spears, and I'm like, yeah, bitch, sign me up. I want to see you go down, 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 down. I already know. I'm like, I know she finna give a performance of a lifetime. She finna be traumatic, and I'm curious, like, if this entity will leech onto somebody who is strong willed, because everybody we've seen so far, I mean, it seems as if they're dealing with things that they grew up with. Like it's something that they are facing, like from the therapist to Skye. And it was like I said, we get the Drew Barrymore scene, which I wanted to say something to you. When I seen, I was like, that got my girl in with it. So it was just dope seeing that, and then you just kind of get introduced to Skye. And you just kind of see Skye really is a shitty person, through and through.
Very.
Through and through. And it was, people keep doing this thing of there's no such thing. It's not bad people. It's just bad. She's a bad person. She's a bad person. She's a bad person. So it was very interesting in seeing and just seeing her demise unravel in front of us and not knowing what's real and what's not. So they really played with us in our minds. So yeah, it was dope.
Yeah. Ivy, it seems like you had some aggression towards Skye. Did you not enjoy her character?
I enjoy her performance. I think this is kind of going into I don't it's kind of going into the idea of just because somebody's a protagonist doesn't mean that they're a good person. And nor does it mean that we should actively root for our protagonist. Means that this is the person whose story that we're following. And I think she captured that perfectly. I think the concept and story using, if the first one was really just dealing with essentially the idea of like grief and generational trauma, you kind of still you carry some of those elements over to this movie, and I think you just kind of do it in a better way because this one feels a lot more. The first one's very much so kind of people who have mental illnesses not being understood or taken seriously because unless you actually truly experience it yourself, you're never going to really understand to on like a real level what people are going through. They're always going to kind of at some point write you off due to that. This one, it deals with a lot of like anxieties, paranoia of what it's like to kind of have it to be the perfect person, how that can make you break, how to keep your image up, the pressures and everything. And I think that probably is a lot more relatable to many people than the first one is. And she did a great job because she sold me on somebody. She sold me on somebody that wanted to change. And I think that's what makes her character work the most. Like she was actively trying to be a better person and change.
Who are you talking about?
Skye.
No, she wasn't.
You can tell she.
You don't think so?
When they showed you, when
no, she wasn't.
I'll say it like this because when you see the clips of her pre-accident to now, it's like she's still a very selfish person. But oh my god, when they show clips of how she was acting before, I'm like, oh my god, she is a bitch. Like, what is happening here? Like, what is happening? Like,
what you're like, I think you're skipping the part of that she killed her boyfriend. I think you're skipping the part of her destroying.
And that's pre. Yeah, that's pre. That's what I'm talking about. Like who she is post.
You're talking about the post. So you can't be the same bitch that you were previously because the people that you had in your circle that no longer want to be around you. You killed one, the other one you X'd out your circle. So the only people you got now is your mama and I can't think of his name.
Joseph. That one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all you got, and then you see how she did him. And it was just like all these things are the same exact thing. And the reason I say she didn't change is because what she did was try to go get more drugs. What the problem was, and she would try to go get more. And she's already spiraling back. And even when she was talking to herself, which we thought it was Gemma, spoiler alert, it was the whole thing of like, why were you even trying to do that? Like, what was your point in doing it? I just needed for my back pain. They got Tylenol for that. And she was telling her all the right thing. Like, bro, they got to it's a reason, bro. You had a drug problem. That's why they're not trying to prescribe you anything bigger.
Which is fair. And so that kind of also goes to, it made me think what's funny when somebody this week explained the true meaning of BoJack Horseman, and leaving out that movie, I felt very much so like it was watching BoJack, and the ideas is redemption even fully possible? Because you can try your best to change and be a different person, but those that you crossed and wronged, they have no obligation to communicate with you or forgive you. And ultimately, the reason you want the redemption is to be in proximity of them again. If they aren't open and accepting to you, whether through death or non-communication, doesn't matter.
That's a hard one, bro. That's a tough one. I never looked at BoJack like that, but that's a tough one.
That's why nobody was really receptive of him. Like, he had to go through that. He had to go to jail. He had to do that sentence. People were willing to be around him, but it's clear those were never going to be his friends again. So it's like, do you feel like there's a serving a point to it? Or is there going to be something? Remember, he had to almost die for him to truly accept the consequences of all his actions.
And there shouldn't have to be a point of you have to hit like the pivotal lowest of lows for you to understand the gravity of the things that you have done to people, for the people that surround you. But Unfortunately, sometimes when you have that heightened sense of self, everything else don't matter until it matters, I guess.
And I'm thinking about it like this too. Once they did reveal how he did die, I said the fact that you never reached back out to your friend just off the strength of that, once you did go to rehab and everything, that is crazy. That is crazy to me.
But to go into that, if you haven't, so I have sympathy. I have the sympathy for her, but at the same time, it's a hard love too. Because if you haven't worn the shoes of Skye, it's easy to say, this boy's fucked up for her not to reach out to her friend. But if you was in Skye's shoes, you would understand why she hadn't reached out to that friend. I've messed up XYZ. I've been this type of person to you. Who am I, or am I deserving of this person to be back in my life? Me reaching back out to this person, she felt like shit in her head. Like I said, in her head, it was just like shit. It's just girls into it. We should be we good. But we see Shorty was like, bro, I ain't talked to you in like a year. For real. Like, I ain't talking to you like for what? Like I was debating if I was gonna even hit you back up. Jazz, have you been in a situation where you had a friend, they did some fucked up shit, and you was just like, am I gonna hit this person back up? Because if you hadn't done nothing to him, you kind of the ball is in your court. You kind of run that situation, and they not necessarily at the mercy of you. Shit, you want my friendship, you trying to fix something with me. You at my will at that situation. So like you can handle it how you want, and it's up to you. That was a question. You can answer it. It's okay.
Yes, I have. I have been in that situation before. It's a very complicated situation to be in. I guess it just depends on the person that is on the other end of it, that is left no communication, getting cut off, and then somebody decides to try to re-enter your life after some shit happened. Yeah, I guess it depends on your level of forgiveness. Or not even say that. You can forgive somebody, but you can easily also not want them in your life and space anymore. Because I feel like everybody's space is valuable and you have to protect your peace. So you'll have people to come into your life that when they want to, they enter your space and then they bounce and all that, treating you like you a toy off the shelf, like you Woody. Like, nah, nigga, this is not Toy Story.
Yep.
So,
which I have not necessarily forgiven, which I have been cool again with Skye. Given that she was Gemma.
I don't know.
I have to know more about their history.
Because they went to high school together and stuff, right?
They made it sound like they knew each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the fact that her mom was persistent on that she should talk to her, I'm like, there probably was some form of hope there. But again, these like situations you kind of just have to deal with. Just like, hey, it sucks. Reaching out to people after you've done wrong is a shitty thing. It sucks. It doesn't feel right. But hey, at some point, if you're really trying to change, that shit like that really is when the test starts of like on that path. It's easy to it's like saying I want to lose weight, but then I don't step on the scale. So you're never gonna know if you're losing weight until you step on that scale. You have to kind of temp check things at some point. Like, hey, can we chat, catch up, see whatever? And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then you'll really see, hey, am I changing for the betterment of myself, or was I only doing it to get around other people, to get around my old friends again?
Awesome. Yeah.
It's just the topic just seemed like it got really deep.
No, it's not. I mean, it's a traumatic movie, so it kind of
as hell.
It will be deep.
Most dramatic. I said, yo, that shit came into that little entity came to my life. Oh my god, that nigga call ISOs.
I don't know if I'd have the strength to get through them 7 days. I'd be like, all right.
Yo, the fact that Joel made it to 6 is crazy.
That's what I'm gonna say. You really, so in all honesty, you got to make the 4th day is what you really trying. That's your real goal. Because after the 4th day, you don't even know what's happening no more. After the 4th,
the kind of entity she was seeing, I don't even think 48 hours, 72 might not see me for real. Like,
see, and I wish there was a way to actually know what was real and what wasn't. Because I feel like certain instances, like when she had the craze fan, like she's dealing with regular shit plus celebrity shit. So she had the craze fan that she dealing with. I think the fallout.
I think that's the beauty of it.
I think the craze fan with the fucked up acne was real, But I just think
It
the
was.
entity used that later on. It seemed like
No,
it was.
no, I agree. I agree.
It seems like it was gathering experiences she was going through and using those people, which is insane. Because I'm not gonna lie, this entity was petty level was at an all-time high. I
No,
don't
bro,
want an entity doing me like that at all. It's just, look, what you want me to do? Go get another soul for you?
Did you catch the emoji that the entity sent to her when she texted Louis? The entity
Yeah,
was like,
the
"Oh shit, I got a
stars.
celebrity."
Yes. Louis said, I didn't send that. Man.
She said, "Oh,
Two
we could make it bank. We could make bank with this bitch."
two things. I think that's the beauty of the movie. You're supposed to. I feel like if you're not left wondering what was real and what wasn't, then you're not really as immersed in the movie as you should be. Because yeah, a lot of that shit is like, what the fuck, what happened? And instead of me asking a bunch of questions, I walk away saying, I think that was the point. I think that's what we're supposed to be feeling and going through. That's one. Two, my nigga Lewis's discernment is insane. His discernment, he has some of the worst discernment I've seen since Chris Rock had Will Smith walk up on him like that. Like, you don't have any form of discernment or situational awareness. If you know this nigga been fucking with you for days, I would have been like, nah, I need you up out of here right now. Girl, you need to learn how to run.
You say Louis? Did you mean Skye didn't have the worst discernment?
I think both of them did, low key.
Because
Both of them was trip.
Because when he got the tripping, when he left and left her in the room by herself,
I would have been
and
gone.
like you couldn't hear nothing, no lights. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm leaving there. Like, bro, you on some other? He ain't slapping himself and tripping and screaming. Nah, we out. I'm done.
He looked like he ain't slept in days. He doing coke. I'm like, yeah, this ain't my mood, dog.
My biggest red flag was when he pulled me into his apartment and put a sword to my neck. That's when I'd been like, yeah, it's time to get out of here. Like, I'm not, nah. And snot coming down his nose. He was trying to pull a Viola Davis. He did, though. Actually, everybody did in this movie. Everybody that was crying had snot coming down. It was crazy.
And you can straight up, you can chalk it up to, he's tweaking, he's high. Listen, I made friends with a lot of different drug dealers in college. I've seen what different highs like when you roll up on them. Yeah, when they start sketching too much, it's time to leave. I'll come back later. How about that? You're wilding right now. I can come back. Oh, you're arguing with your neighbor about a pit bull and there's shit on the table and you're talking about calling the police. I will see you tomorrow when y'all get that shit straightened out. No, I am leaving. No, I'm leaving. He had a sword.
Yeah, I would have
tweaking.
I would have dipped.
So out of there.
So I guess within this, because we kind of, I feel like the Louis, I think that was kind of, we knew that was happening. What was y'all favorite death in the movie?
Ooh, people that really died, right?
It don't matter. It's a death that they showed us, whether it was real or not. Because we don't decide only because truthfully only the real deaths is in the beginning of the movie.
That crowbar.
That was kind of nasty.
Yeah, that
was with the jaw.
Yeah,
because I rewatch I would have if we did this immediately after. I probably would have said Lewis's, but nah, that one with the jaw, that was crazy.
The mom's death was crazy to me.
My god,
it seemed over exaggerated. Like, soon as she stuck herself in the eye, I was like,
no, all right. That demon, again, this nigga, he's doing Kobe ISOs. How the fuck do you make her seem like she's stabbing her too? She's like, oh wait, I did this. That demon said, I got her.
I said, oh shit, she the one. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Oscar was won with this scene here. This was the scene. This was the Oscar-winning scene. Is it here?
I'm gonna say it's the one at the fundraiser when she was hot. When she just was like, "Stop smiling at me," and the snot and tears is coming down.
But I'm saying, because this is the one she stabbed her mama, then she started slapping her sister. Wake up, wake up! The blood started just spitting across her face. I said, "Oh my god!" And then she ran downstairs, got the gun. I said, "This bitch is
tripping." She put the hoodie on, all of that blood. I'm like, Skye, you gonna put some pants on? Like, what is happening?
that was like one of the perfect time jokes. He was like, "Is that blood?"
Yo, she said no. Yo, on the
This one was
rewatch,
unnecessary. It was unnecessarily funny.
on the rewatch, this entire scene, I was just like, so you really think you about to cross over all of those people with all that blood?
She
And
almost
she
made it
almost
though.
made it. And then here goes Joshua.
And then
I
had a nigga
got your
start
random
snitching.
soda. What's going on? And when she ran outside and stepped on glass, that was just in that perfect spot, and nowhere else was much glass. Yo, I'm sorry.
Tell you.
Biggest shitty award for demons. The Smile 2 demon is taking it because
That
Freddy is a
nigga was
good
locked
Freddy.
in.
He was so
He was
locked,
locked
in.
in, bro.
Bro,
I
he
said,
said,
this
"Nah,
nigga tripping.
he said the first concert in 7 days. Oh, we gonna get there, but I'm gonna take her on a trip before we get there."
Yo.
He didn't even just leave her alone. He said, "Nah, we gonna get her for real." That nigga, he's like he watched film with the first one to say, I could have done that better.
Let me up my
I could've-
game.
The guy, it's like that clip of Michael Jordan in the Last Dance documentary. He holding the bat in the locker room. That nigga was tripping. That is, I'm like, yo, he tripping, bro.
He was in that first in the movie in the first room. He was like, "Man, I gotta get somebody. I don't know who I'm gonna get. Who's next? Who's next?" He's like, "Damn, bam, killed this one. I can't get him. Bam, his nigga dead too. Oh shit, they got one coming through the door. I got him."
He was in there playing ping pong of bodies, but nah. Jason, I was gonna ask you, how did you feel about the flashbacks in this movie? Because they were sprinkled all over, and they're pretty much obviously memories. So how did you feel about that? Because I know they could be up or down for you.
I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. Like it helped expound on why she was who she was. I mean, because it kind of helped explain what the other traumatic experience was, and it was just like, oh, this bitch is crazy for real. Like she was like they just in this toxic relationship. I always say like there's top 2 toxic people. The person that'll grab your steering wheel or grab you while you driving the car. Like, yeah, nah. And they in the mountains, it's snowing. Like this one, she has lost it. Like she wanted to die anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like it just felt like she was at the end of her rope, unfortunately. But I didn't hate him. But again, I didn't love him. So I give him like a 6 or a 7. I don't know how it could have been done differently. But they actually serviced the story. So right. I appreciate that.
Okay. Ivy, what you laughing at?
So Jack Nicholson's son, right? One,
Yes.
That smile is hilarious. 2, he was, again, unnecessary things that should not be funny, but it is. The way he was going in on her was the funniest shit in the world. Because she's high, drunk, she's clearly like upset about some shit. And he's like, "Oh my God, when?" I was like, "Bro, this nigga tripping." I said, "Somebody get this nigga."
He said, "You have an ugly laugh or an ugly cry." I said, "Yo, what?"
He's sick. That nigga's sick in the head.
That nigga he was all over the floor, getting her ass up in the car. I was like, "Oh my God, she's finna kill this nigga."
So that's what you thought? Because before she grabbed the steering wheel, I thought he was gonna run them off the road.
The moment he started talking shit, I knew she did it.
No, it looked like he was upset, but he was still just driving. Like he didn't seem like he was gonna do anything reckless except talk to her crazy. She was like the look that I've seen that look a few times. Like, and it's just like, yeah, nah. You see a woman with that look, it's time to hit the ground. Get out of Dodge.
People wonder why I wait a few days before I argue with somebody. I feel like this is why I wait a few days before I argue with somebody, because I'm like, you know what? I will probably say the most hurtful and foul shit if we argue in the moment. And I don't want some shit like that to happen. When that nigga's the one, I said, yo, if I was really fed up and I was really sick of your shit, I probably would do the same thing. That makes sense.
It is healthy to let your emotions, calm down so you don't say nothing out of pocket.
I am a writer. My words hurt. So you think you want me to freestyle that shit? Absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Do
That
y'all
nigga was on
have?
his back though. He was hitting that shit.
He was, and I was gonna ask y'all, do y'all have a favorite scene where the entity showed up and start
That
fucking with
nigga had a
Skye?
shit stain on his drawers.
Yo,
Bro,
yo,
that nigga.
yo. The camera panned on it for so long. I said,
Them the same jaws some dude was wearing in the Sixth Sense in that opening scene.
Bro,
Um,
how the hell you a grown ass man with tracks in your drawers? Not sweat stains. It ain't hot outside. It ain't Texas heat. It ain't Florida heat. That is a shit stain.
I mean, of course, the choreographed scene.
That was crazy.
The entity when they was doing that, she was in the house, in the kitchen. No, she was in the restroom. She was in the restroom. She walked back out. And she saying all her dances in the house. I said, "Oh, bitch, you better run. They better kill
Bro,
you."
I ain't gonna hold you. The first time I saw it, I missed half of that scene because I really had to go to the restroom.
Ah, this guy.
I
You supposed
really
to
had to
wait.
pee, bro.
You
I could
supposed
not
to
wait.
wait. You supposed to wait.
Oh,
You supposed to wait at least an hour or at least 30 minutes into the movie
that
before
was
you
like a good.
started drinking.
That was. I wasn't even drinking nothing. I think I was just really thirsty because it was hot outside, so I was drinking a bunch of water. I held on
wait,
for as long as I could.
Ivy, I
I
feel like
held on for as long as I could.
I feel like you went to the bathroom at another movie. Was it Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah, it was Deadpool and Wolverine.
He don't go to the bathroom during the previews.
No, it's funny. I never have to pee during the previews. It's notoriously though. I never have to pee. Sometimes I end up not going to. Sometimes I end up like just waiting until I get home when I finish. Sometimes it just hits. I'm like, damn, I really have to pee.
You gotta force yourself, man. You gonna watch the
Yeah.
movie, you gotta go force yourself to go to the bathroom.
But
Cause I'm not getting up to miss the eyes and shit. I need to be quiet.
this was one of the best scenes in the movie. And I'm going to say this scene was better than a few horror movies that dropped this year. This scene was chaotic as hell. I said, Skye, I need you to get up. But then the fact that they were moving too, I would have just been dead. I'm not running. Especially when she went out the bedroom. It was more.
That was like some thriller type shit. That was him to get motherfuckers sitting to my face. They started sliding. I said, "Oh no!"
They said Naomi. They said Naomi. Whatever is it? Naomi Skye.
Naomi Scott.
Naomi Scott. They said not only did she record, she also obviously recorded EP for the movie. She contributed a lot to the choreography in the whole movie. They're saying she helped out with a lot, like the dance scenes for the performances. That was all her. And then she like choreographed like scenes like that.
I'm not shocked, but that was hilarious, man. I was like, oh my god. But then I couldn't
do that with a straight face, by the way. My first time acting on camera in 6 years was on Sunday, and we were there. We're supposed to be there for 2 hours. We were there for about 3.5 because I couldn't stop laughing on camera. If something is just so funny to me visually, you can't pay me to have to run from a bunch of niggas with that big ass smile on their face and take it seriously.
Shit, it's free. I'm gone.
That shit. Because I'll say like, bro, what the fuck these niggas doing? You know, they was in character for real. What the fuck these niggas doing?
When they were on the wall,
that was wild.
I'm like to the entity, could you stop? You don't have to do this. You do not have to go to these lengths because why?
The extravagant things with the entity like that made up for the fact that this movie wasn't as dark as the first one. Like dark, like visually dark.
Okay.
It wasn't as visually dark because one, obviously the sound designs play a big part in what makes this like just get you. I think like how dark that first movie is. I literally have it on the background right now, and the reason I referenced it, the scene where she keeps turning up the volume while she's listening to her headphones, and then somebody jumps in. Rose, I said, "Oh shit!" Like, but she pops up out of nowhere. You can see her in the shadows and shit. You didn't get that here, but man, the shit that entity was doing in public lighting.
I take that back though. So you do have this scene where whenever she's at the house, and she's looking at. Well, no, she's watching she's watching Lewis's video, and she's like, "What is that? I can see it," and then it jumps from behind. It jumps like from behind her and scares her. Or the instance when she's in the bed talking to her homegirl, and she was like, I just something in my mind is just like so messed up, and she was like, "Yeah, because you're a bad person," and she was like, "Bitch, what you say?" And then she just smiled at her, and then I think something says her name, and she jumps up. And the second thing is like she always get hit by a car. Again, it was like two jump scares like that. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was not prepared for this. I don't know about that, man. I don't know. They had
No,
some dark, like the little naked man. He was in the dark.
yeah, like
He turned all the lights off. He started running through the house.
it had a few, and those are the ones that they did. They're really good, but it's clearly not as many as the first. And for you not having as many of them, you sure made again. They made use of the fact that a lot of this movie was in the daytime. They made, or it was in well lit areas. They made like really good use of it because Jesus fucking Christ, that was phenomenal. Like I have to just all I could do is just commend them for this. They and the one thing again, it's like okay, you got us slipping in the first movie. How could you do it a second time? Because even Sinister couldn't do it a second time.
Hey, you watched Sinister too?
I did.
I watched.
It didn't need to be made.
Yeah, like they couldn't. They could not replicate what made hell. Scott Derrickson himself could never replicate what he did with Sinister in general. You tell me Parker Finn was able to do this twice. Again, just catching you off guard. Something it's coming. You just don't know when. And shit, there it is.
So since we know what was coming, did Ivy Jazz said she didn't? Did you predict the end of this movie?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because I feel like the writing's on the wall. So, with that being said, Jazz, before I get to my second question, what did you think was going to happen at the end of this film?
So,
if you had a thought,
I honestly thought it was going to end in that freezer, which would have
kind
of pissed me.
Herself?
I thought she won.
I thought she had got set up at first.
But so I was just like, okay, Louis was not real. Damn, you evil demon. And then I thought she was able to inject herself. And then I was like, oh, okay, so she survived. Cool. But then when you find out you get a gotcha bitch moment, I was like, oh, she was at the concert the entire time. Like half of the whole movie was in her mind.
Guarding the same player over and over and over again, and he still cooks you. That's the exact same shit that happened in the first movie. You think she won, and he's like, psych, nigga.
That's true.
And fucks the whole head up.
I kind of feel like I should have watched the first one prior to seeing this, just I guess to see some themes, but kind of glad I didn't, because the way this ended, I was like, oh shit, because then I was thinking that would be cool if she did die during the concert, but I was just like, nah.
I thought they were going to get her beforehand, like, oh my god, the show's canceled, whatever, this is that, like, somebody got her. Part of me thought it would have been cool, but I was like, I said, I don't think they're gonna. I said that will make everything I said that would just break everybody's brain. I said they're not gonna go. I said I don't think they're gonna go all the way to that. They did it.
My mind, I was already on what was the movie? Truth or Dare. I was like, my mind going into the movie like this gonna end like Truth or Dare. It's gonna go on YouTube, or it's gonna be a huge spectacle. A lot of people gonna see it. So, Smile 3. I'm just in my mind. I'm like, so this is just throwing ideas out there. Do y'all want a grounded level story, or just like this mass hysteria where we trying to follow a string of people? In the next movie, because I don't know how because when you go this big, it's like you either have to go larger to finish it, or do you bring it back down to something? Because you can go either way, but what would y'all want?
I think if you go larger in a way, it can kind of ruin it a little bit. And then because now you're going to start getting to the Alien franchise territory, where it's like, okay, we kind of have to keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. And only for us to realize, hey, maybe scaling it back down is what we should have done this entire time. So I said, just based off the ending, it needs to become a TV show or a miniseries at least. And it has to officially follow the character of Morris. it kind of has to officially follow said character. And he
Morris,
go
is that a word?
Morris, whatever that guy's name was,
I
Who
is
you
he
the
talking
one
about?
that
real?
the one again.
He was the one that
I
Yeah,
has
I
the
think
entire backstory.
I
I think he
think
does. I
I
think he was real because
I
he
think he
caught
was
her on day 3. It's
yeah.
because if she would have did it, I think if she would have done it right then, it would have been the chance would have been a lot. Because he told you, he said once you he said you already at day 4, like it's gonna get crazy for you. Like let's do it now. And she was like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, I genuinely think Morris is real, and also you give yourself and when you know you're about to tell the story, you're giving yourself a way to do it. The best way to prep for when you're doing, especially when you know you're doing a franchise, obviously this movie's going to be successful, and they know they have an idea for whatever they're going to do in the third.
Mm-hmm.
You have to kind of have something in there that sets up what you're going to do next. And I think the character of Morris does not just exist for no reason. You don't see much of him from him again after that. He doesn't get anything passed on to him. You're kind of there now. He can kind of be essentially like what Andy was in the Chucky TV series, like somebody that could help piece all these piece everything together, and you could follow him as a guide. So if you do, I hate 8 episode shows, preferably 10. If you do 10 episodes, you get to follow essentially 10 different victims, and throughout their entire process, essentially Morris is doing this for about he's trying to do this for 3 months because something that massive on that scale is going something that massive on the scale. It's not going to go away quick.
That nigga said
So
3 months, nigga. You guys say you got a
I'm
week.
like, they
Niggas gonna be
die in
dropping every
7
week.
days.
I'm talking about 10. I'm talking about 10, like 10ish episodes, 10ish or 12 episodes, preferably. I hate episode seasons, and you give them each about 4 to 7 days. So he's doing like best case scenario 90 days, easily 2 months, and each episode is a different victim, and he's the connecting piece to every story because that's just the best you could do now because it's too massive. This thing is too big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like you like for it to be that big, you have to bring it back to reality. You have to kind of ground it before because if you start doing the most with it, you could easily ruin it. You could easily ruin it, and yeah, I'd rather you go that route. Just keep it simple. Make it still interesting. Add more to the lore of it, but keep it simple.
I'm gonna say the opposite. I say take it crazy.
I think it should be crazy.
Blow it
It should
up.
be. I think it should be be crazy. Just like massive
Deaths all
series,
over.
one motherfucker. Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
I'm curious since
It's gonna lose. It's gonna lose. That's gonna lose what makes it scary, though. Quite frankly,
you know what? I wasn't invested in the first and I jumped on in the second. So I'm just like, give me as much as you can in the third. But I'm curious if you have multiple people that is possessed by this parasite, is it on some substance type of vibes to where they're two separate parasites or are they all connected? So if those people are together, are they going to see the same type of visions since the
well, this
parasite would be infecting multiple at the same time?
essentially, since it is what they're saying, they don't want to like they're saying entity. It's a demon. Like they're kind of like you can kind of and you the one you think you kind of do once if you're operating the rules of the trilogy, you kind of start exploring the backstory from the very beginning. You might learn a little bit more about the demon and how it gets conjured or how you can even get rid of it. So I think you're going to learn to see how it can connect to both people at the same time. Because to me, if you are otherworld like that to fuck with somebody, it's not out of the realm possibility that you could do it for multiple people.
Yeah.
Hell, as long just do not make it the happening, and we'll be okay.
Jason told me the trees were killing people. I've never seen that movie.
Oh my god! Don't watch that shit.
I just rewatched that. I mean, when the kids got killed, it was actually pretty cool.
That was so dumb, but it was so idiotic how they got killed. I'm like, really?
Yeah, yeah. I forgot they died. I'm like, oh shit! I always forget this. Pow! Ow! But yeah. But I do think a movie with mass hysteria would be great. I just don't know how that would look. Because like I said, are you just gonna go into the third movie and just follow another person? I feel like you should. Like I don't know how that will go. Like I think you would be you would be following people.
Yeah, whatever they do, it has to follow. They have to follow Morris. They have to follow Morris because like the further you go, whether you want to go big or massive or mid, because me for my keeping it small and grounded for my reasons, Yeah, you kind of have to follow one character.
I
You
mean,
have to.
you could
Uh,
possibly incorporate a theme of like Final Destination. You have a friend group that went to this concert, and
Mm.
as they're going through their stories, they're seeing different visions. Nobody's saying anything because they're like, maybe I'm crazy. You get news reports of shit happening, but nobody's paying attention. It plays in the background. And then by day 3 or 4, somebody snaps and possibly kills himself, but nobody's around. And then they just be like, y'all seeing all this shit that happened? Are y'all seeing this vision? Yeah, me too. This demon's fucking with us. And come to find out, one of the friends didn't even see Skye kill herself because they went to the bathroom. So they're not seeing any visions. So
Hmm.
3 could
I'm not,
work around something like that, but that's just me
I like
spitballing.
that.
And if that
I
shows
that
like that.
in the
that could be interesting.
movie,
It will be massive, but there's easily a way
The crazy.
to like fuck it all up because once you go that big, I'm thinking more 28 days later style. 28
Don't go too far
days.
into that. I gotta watch that.
You ever seen 28 days later? No,
Mm-mm.
but I mean like no, because essentially the whole city's fucked. And the whole city's been fucked for like an entire month. And you're just following these group of people and them just trying to get from like just get to what their end game goal is. It still has to be scary. It's so I'm just wondering how do you do something that massive and still make it very scary?
I like the friend I do like the friend group thing though because the fun because regardless of what we're talking about, the entire concert is dying in 4 to 6 days. Like that
right?
entire concert, a
Yeah,
sold out arena is going to be dead in 4 to 6 days. So it's going to be a whole bunch of. So you can probably follow a friend group and then people will be just dropping within that week. Anyway, it's like man, what change what we seeing her path, this is the thing and whatnot. So more so I think more even in that situation, Morris no longer matters because Morris can't keep up with 10,000 people. He can't talk to speak to 10. He can make a page that people can try to follow.
that's what I would say. The best way to incorporate Morris in that, to where he didn't see Sky's concert, but he tried to help her, find out she died, and it was in a front of a concert. Boom. Oh, I got to make a podcast or do a YouTube video. And then one of the friends sees it,
Finds it.
finds it, and then that's how you get it. But that's probably by day 3. So
And I
you
guess
can,
my other question, sorry to cut you off, Jazz, but I guess my other thing is so if I recorded this and I posted it, does that count against me as well?
you mean, oh, at the concert? So check this
Yeah,
out.
like
If they try to branch it out, that could be like a part 4. That could go into the series after the 3rd movie, but it would be happening in parallel of the friend group,
mm,
to where you don't even have to connect those 2 storylines. You're just basically giving us different points of views of what people did within those 7 days. That's fire. They better not take my idea, but if they do, at least call me. Let me be in it.
I like the friend group idea though, because I was wondering like, is this going to be just you just seeing people just die? Because it could. I mean, you could start the movie 7 days after when you see the people that wasn't at the concert now getting caught by it. Because like I said, if you got 10,000 people, shit, somebody going 10,000. Shit, that's 10. That's you went from one person seeing went from 20 people. Now you already at 20,000 people
But then you
that
could
quick.
have some people that look at Morris's video and actually did what?
Kill people.
Kill somebody. They wouldn't tell anybody, of course, but they were able to
That
survive
that
it.
that that defeats the purpose. They gotta somebody gotta be there.
Well, that person would die, but the person that had a possession was like, I don't know about all of that, but I survived. So maybe
Oh, so what if you kill somebody? Another person picks up the entity. You kill somebody in front of somebody, they get the entity, and then you let them get it. Down the road, a few days, and you're gonna kill them. Like, does that stop the entity at that point? Because be like, oh, because he said, because I would have let that motherfucker. Oh, go ahead about your business.
they could have an
Because now you
entity
traumatized, and
slayer.
I come back and
They could have an entity slayer.
mm.
Somebody going around killing people that was at the concert. So a serial killer.
Oh no, that be sound like Fear Street. At this point, you start talking about entities jumping around and traumatizing people or towns and shit.
Sunny Springs needs to be treated like Crystal Lake. Just burn that shit
Shady
to the
side.
ground. Whatever.
They fixed it though. Yeah.
It's a sequel coming out like next year. There's still people dying.
But it was 88. So the movie started in 94. So it
88, gang gang. But what did y'all think about the side characters like Skye's mom and Joshua?
Josh was hilarious. That nigga just he like them they doing the photo op. He taking pictures. That's enough. All right, come on, we're going. And like the little girl, like they walked up. I'm like, because I was like, is she gonna ask him? Let me see what this picture look like. Like, what does she look like in this picture? Like, why is she like she the whole time she looking at me as
No,
we
that was
take this
funny as
picture?
fuck.
Like, bro, she never moved. Like she when she walked up to me, she looked at me. She walked away, she was looking at me. Like she never stopped looking at me. I'm like, Josh, oh, that's a nice one. I'm like, nigga, Josh tripping.
I love that you brought that up because you didn't see the trailer. And that was one of the clips in the trailer. So you probably saw a little girl like, what the hell is she looking at?
Like, why are you looking like this? The entire you never like she never stopped. Like, man.
Tweaking.
So then after you get that after the insane thing, it's like, bro, what's what? I don't know what's real and what's not at this point. Like, what's going on here?
I don't know. It was definitely wild. But I feel like the scene where she was at the fundraiser and the teleprompter froze and she had no idea what to say.
She there were so many things she could have said, dog. There was so many things she could have said. She chose sarcasm at that moment.
But that's like
everybody
people
drinking except me. Wait, what?
But you know, some people use humor as a trauma response.
Shit, I do too, but not like that. I'm not gonna be.
An entity is following her. She hasn't had any sleep. She's dehydrated, or so her mother says. I've been seeing her chug water the entire movie.
That movie brought to you by Voss.
Hey, but look though. In the first movie, Shorty every time Shorty went to the kitchen to get water, she broke the glass. Every time. What's his name? Jess T. He was like, "Did you break another?" Because every time she went to the kitchen, she broke it. Like she never drunk the water. She always broke the glass. And Shorty, she was dropping hers, or she would like chug it real quick and she'd put it down. But like, you couldn't really trust what was going on with her as far as with her water, because her water bottle subject to be anywhere after she get done picking it
up. I was curious if the whole her chugging the water was representing of a scene that wasn't real, because in the beginning, before the entity got into her, we didn't see her chugging any water. She would take like a few sips, a few there. You said
she explained it.
Well, I know she did it because to make her not feel that need of addiction. But in the beginning, when she was in the car with Joshua and her mom, she took a little swig, but it wasn't like Go ahead, Ivy.
Oh, my bad. No, because the connection was going crazy. So I thought you were done. My fault.
No, you're good. What was you about to say?
I said, so essentially, it's kind of like this. What makes people, what it kind of, especially if you're like addicted to drugs, especially more so, that they didn't just hint at it being a drug thing. They also kind of hinted at her having alcoholism. So me kind of also knowing a lot of people that are recovering alcoholics too, there's this thing that goes on where essentially your attachment to substances kind of deals with anxiety, anxious and stressful situations. So she's going through essentially a pattern of a long-term, super stressful and anxious situation. So to keep her from essentially drinking and doing a lot of drugs, she has to replace it with the water. That's why she's drinking it more and more and more throughout the entire movie.
But
it kind of shows what it looks like.
But she wasn't drinking any water because she was dehydrated.
It wasn't because she was dehydrated. She said in the actual movie, I drink water because anytime I'm feeling this way, my doctor tells me to drink the water so I won't feel any urges to abuse any substances.
But you
remember a lot of what I'm saying about substance. Go ahead.
But you remember her mom when she was in a facility her mom said that they found her on the ground and she had hadn't had any sleep and she was dehydrated.
Yeah, I think that's a line that has nothing. I think those two things have nothing to do with each other, and you're equating them. That never registered to me that those two meant the same thing.
I mean,
Yes.
I get.
Wait, what?
Because you said
think
we said when she drinking the water because she's dehydrated. That event in itself has nothing to
No,
do with the others.
I was saying when she was drinking the water, was that real or not? Because her mother at the end said she had not had any sleep and she was dehydrated. So it's like all those scenes of her drinking water, were they real? If her test results came
Mm,
back at the end that she was dehydrated.
I would say no because you can dehydrate pretty easily. You can dehydrate within a day because all you need to do is not drink for you to die. You have to not drink water for about 3 days.
but
Dehydrating is like it's not that hard of a thing to do, especially if you're kind of stressed, moving around all the time. It's not that hard of a thing to do.
it. I mean it. So I I get that, but for the how, like I said, for how she was. I mean, because it's kind of hard to say because, like I said, everything the moments when she was drinking the water, every time she had the water, it was a hallucination. Or so we seen. The first time she drank the first time when like Jazz was talking about she was in the car, I think she was good at that point because nothing happened. But after she seen Louis, you had the one scene she was in the room, not in the house by herself. She was chugging the water, and then the crazed fan was there, and then Gemma came, and then you had the scene when she was fighting the entities that was like the choreographers, and she chugged the water real quick. Then in the bathroom, and then when she came out, that was out there. And I think I think it's one more, but every time you had one of them scenes, a clear hallucination was happening or it happened at that moment. So it's kind of hard to say. So her not drinking water would make sense because I can see her not like actually taking care of herself um, in that instance.
I can also see that too. Is this
I
I
mean,
think
I get where you coming from too. Like
it,
I haven't been in a dehydrated situation
some things
personally. I
also can
know people.
be it can really be anything, truthfully, really. Sometimes things can be in hindsight a visual cue of what you're about to experience. It that's why he will never truly answer questions for you. And most directors also don't because sometimes things are just made for if something sometimes things are made to kind of think a lot about, sometimes things are made for the audience. I always just thought kind of in my mind that that's like like just that's why I kind of thought in my mind what I thought, but also could see the other side too. It was like, oh, so she probably wasn't. That I don't think drink that she probably thought drinking water is hallucination. I could see both.
You know, it's and I feel like something like uh, I wish I would have played with it a little bit more. Because like when they go back to the bottle of water, it's like it's sitting on the counter. I don't know how I didn't pay attention to how full it was the second time we went back to it. 'Cause every time they always go back to the bottle. So I think in the first one it did it with it played with the text messaging. You can kind of see where somebody pointed out. Now you can see her fiance or husband, whoever he was, his face changes every time she texts him, and they're just letting you know that the entity has fully taken over her mind. So every time she send a text message, his initial reaction is just like the next time he like, and this last time you see he has the big ass grin and his pit on his face, and it's like, bro, y'all beefing. So why would he begin smiling? Why would the picture change? And it's just showing you that the entity is kind of taking over her mind. So that's what she was saying.
In the first film, were they letting you know what day you were on?
Nah.
Okay.
They didn't go day by day, obviously, because you're supposed to it's supposed to kind of resemble the feeling of being of like suffering from insomnia. So at some point when you're not
Mm-hmm.
sleeping, those days just run together. And you
You only
didn't
know because of the birth, like you know when she's at work, and then you know when the incident happens, and then you know the birthday party she's supposed to go to. It's like the day after. And then after the birthday party, it's just like kind of like what I'd be saying. It's just kind of blurred at that point. You just don't know what's happening. Cause she ain't sleeping. She just living at that
because
point.
it made it kind of clear to me. I genuinely think I think in my mind, I think she made it to 6 days. I think she made it to six.
She did. She did. The first she
Yeah,
made it to six. For sure.
Because in my mind,
I think Scott made it. Scott made it a week.
Even Joel made it to 6 days. Because it's like she watches her killer. She watches the patient kill herself. She gets put on that leave, and then if you're doing this a birthday party, the party is obviously most likely on a Saturday, and they keep kind of making it clear that things get weird, that things start really getting weird around day 4. So if I'm assuming it started on a Wednesday and it probably ended that following Sunday or Monday, one of the two. Yeah, it probably ended that following Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But she did make it to 7. She was close.
Do y'all have a favorite, like, creepiest smile from one of the characters in the movie? In this one?
Jack Nicholson's son, boy. And that nigga clapping and shit. I'm like, this nigga's daddy. He is his daddy. Weird ass. I was like, yo, get away from me, dog. Why you smiling at me like that? That shit was creepy.
I know he was watching The Shining.
He did.
He probably had to watch his dad. I know he was watching The Shining.
He did really good.
Yeah,
for his character, not
that smile. That's a smile. I want that smile right there.
For his character not to be in this that much, he did good.
That nigga, he was great. He was great. I think that's really it. Because go ahead.
Gemma, her smile both times, like when she was in the car, we realized she wasn't driving the car. Like I think that was good. But then also when she was in the bed and she was like, "Cause you a bad person." I'm like, "Bitch, what you say?" And then she smiled and she laying in the bed. I'm like, "Oh no, this is all crazy. Get this bitch up out of here." Josh looked. Josh had me tripping too. When she went to the room, he walking down there, he hit him with the.
That one didn't do it for me. That felt more truth or dare smile. It was like cartoony.
Nah,
made me feel unsettled.
It was just funny because she was pissed off about that one smile, boy. That smile right there pissed off more than any other smile that she received the whole movie.
He messed up her dressing room, or so she thinks.
No, I was like, yo, she's committing a hate crime right now.
Bro, yes, because she was. I mean, but then she did that several different times. Like you said, when she went to her home, that's exactly how she destroyed the room there. Like, bro, you destructive.
Yeah.
That's most drug addicts and alcoholics are.
Man.
Those who abuse substances. Makes sense.
Yeah, she busted her knee when she was performing. I was like, that was nasty. But then
I hated
talking
that.
about him.
I said I ain't need to see that. And then the entity at the end was her after the car accident and the leg just when she was walking towards her. I said, come on, I don't want to see that shit. It was the bone was sticking out.
I figured out. So I thought that she was just going to cut her own scar back open. I figured it was going to use that scar in some way. At some point, I thought she was going to cut it open. I thought that's how she was going to die. But them doing it the way they did, I guess that made the most sense. But he got to fix the entity in the third movie.
The reason why, one thing I'll say about the entity, I think it looks scary in the first. The eyes were the scariest part of the entity on this one. If you combine combine the last entity with the eyes of this one, that's something crazy. For me, I kind of knew that because they kept talking about the scar. I kind of knew that he was gonna be brought out the way he was. Because I said that scar kind of looks like a C-section.
Well, I don't know.
It kind of looked like a C-section.
Comes across.
I've seen a few cesareans. They don't go up and down. That's a baby hug.
That's a Prometheus. Oh no, that was that was
unless
horizontal.
Shout
out to Shaw.
That's a chest buster there. I don't know about.
I've seen up and down C-sections too.
I ain't never seen them. I done been through a few of them myself personally, you know.
My mom has one. She has an up and down one. So I've seen it before. And it kind of goes around. Yeah.
You was in that bitch on your feet, huh?
You said
right.
No, so what happened? So what happened was this.
Wait.
I was. You said what?
You about to? No, we not doing this.
No, I was gonna tell a story about why. It's because he stopped the feet thing. What happened was this. I was supposed to be born at the end of December. Apparently, they said they couldn't find a heartbeat when the day I was born. They said, they're like, we just missed it. He's fine.
But they had already cut her open.
Yeah.
I was like, look, she over there laying busted open, and she's like, oh, he good.
Bro, that's why it made it so fucking funny.
They were checking his heartbeat in his ass. They couldn't even find it.
Oh shit!
So he was like,
car was she caught the umbilical cord wrapped around your car neck. So they had to get her mom open and get her out, man. She came out pretty good. So they had to. It was a wrap, literally.
all right, it's all jokes now. You can laugh at
she almost 15. She good. She almost 15.
It's all chill.
Right.
Jokes. Hey man.
Right. He can laugh now.
I told you. Any crazy situation involves my life, I am the first nigga to make a joke about it.
No, shit, nah. That was crazy. That was crazy. Good movie though.
It's great. Yo, that nigga busts out her stomach like that. Funniest shit in the world. It's like anytime you see the entity, it just becomes unserious. Please.
It do. Yeah, at that point, which I'm glad like they don't show the entity until the end. You know, but I think what I would like more from it, like, because you have the scene where even in the Lord hasn't slipped, it just kind of pulls his face down from a person's face. I think I would like that a lot more when it just pops his face, like it's just the flesh after the face has been pulled off and it just had a big ass smile. I think I would like that a lot more.
That's what I thought they were gonna do with the first one, and then he becomes a big ass nigga. I'm like, all right,
coming like a snake worm, like bro, like I thought.
Because
And I thought the entity was gonna get her when they. I can't say that word. When they was beating her up in the room, and like one nigga stuck his arm down her throat.
He did a deep throat down her throat. Said, "Damn,
that was crazy."
Romulus and said, "I can do it better." That's what it was.
And I guess I was thinking like, oh, so she's gonna turn right now. So somebody gonna walk into this house and then she could have died in front of them, like.
But I would entity, like, why did you do that? Why did you feel like to put somebody's wrist and all that stuff down the throat? Like what are you doing? Like, yo.
Trying to make her smile.
Nigga, tell a joke.
But yeah, man, it'd be interesting. It'd be like that'd be interesting to see where they go with 3, man. And I'm sold already, so it's gonna be interesting.
I need one of them to intentionally tell a joke so badly because these movies, the entity, do something funny because these movies are so unserious. Do something, please. Do something funny.
Hey, but I also didn't like how Skye died neither though, man. I ain't, her beating herself to death. I ain't like that.
How would you have written it?
Man, I don't know. She would have like she's still controlling herself basically, and maybe like if she would have did like some Owen Hart type stuff, like she gets took into the sky, then just drops onto the stage or onto the ground somewhere, and people, oh my god, people just going crazy, like losing me, like bro, she a big bitch, she just beat herself to death. They were like, she good. Oh my, no. Stuck them. She beat herself so hard she stuck the microphone inside her eye. Like, come on, bro.
I think her fighting herself was kind of fitting. At least using the rules of the first one where you're kind of facing the root of where a lot of your trauma comes from. And at the end of the day, the reason that Rose faced her mother, one, it wasn't her fault, but also they really hinted at the fact, did not outright explicitly say it, that her mother was pretty much abusive to them. So she was very fearful of her mother, and that's why she didn't save her. The idea of Skye was her own literal worst enemy. It was everything is done at her hand. She's the one that destroys and ruins everything. So she kind of had to fight herself. Now, I was all in and game, the showing of the eyes, like the entity about to rip his face off in that very moment, her stabbing herself. I was with all of that. The cut to her being on stage was just so odd to me. Not the editing, but it's like, damn, you can't show us at least getting here first, and the eerie realization that she's like getting ready to be there. I guess they kind of did, but not really.
No, but it's kind of I mean, just go back to your whole point. It's not supposed to make sense as to how we got here. It's just everything you thought you saw wasn't real. And I love how that the first thing you see when they show it's not even her, it's Josh and the mom on the side because she's supposed to be dead. And it's like, wait, she didn't die. Oh
That
shit,
was a
what's that?
lot of
Oh,
information to take in.
it was like, oh wait, no, oh no, we no,
Yeah.
you know. It's like it's gonna happen in front of everybody. It was like, oh man, they did it. It's like I thought they would. I wanted this to happen, but it's like, oh my god, did I really want this to happen? So, man, mm, mm, mm.
I love when
Then
horror
he done.
lets the villain win. I'm
I'm
loving it
glad
now.
they didn't find a way to shoehorn the entity losing. The villain winning is all like it's supposed to be very bleak. And I think that's kind of the point of horror movies. You should kind of not every single time, but the bleak
It depends.
endings are cool. Like sometimes things are supposed to be dreadful and painful. You're not supposed to walk out feeling
Yeah,
comfortable.
I think it depends on the movie. Like in Saw, like the original, like the way it ended is like, oh shit, that's
Just
dope. And
especially
if they
especially
continue
imagining
with
not
this,
knowing that if they were going to get another one or
yeah,
not. Like if you just
like
walk
it's
out
a,
leaving Saw.
exactly like he's like, are they gonna get another one? Like I don't know, but that ended pretty dope. I like the bleak endings that make sense. Like if it if it hits. Some movies is like, man, I hope they don't do this no more. Like he can, we don't need another one from this. Like yeah, they do it right properly. I'm all in.
I'm also just really loving the pump fakes, man. The pump fakes have been because again, you think like you already know how it's gonna happen. You know it's tricking you, and it's still hot, nigga. Same ending. You thought. I said I watched the same movie twice, and somehow I fall in love with it even more. Like, dude, shout out to Parker Fit, man. Shout out to Parker Fit. He did that.
Yeah, definitely did. And shout out to Naomi Scott. She did an amazing job. And I would definitely say, like a lot of the horror movies that we've been getting this year, performances have been top tier. And the ladies have been taking it, in my opinion. But yes, they putting a lot of energy into their performances for horror. And I hate that the Academy doesn't even acknowledge horror performances.
It's
But
because of unfortunately the Academy is very traditional, and horror was always for the most part
not taken serious.
until unless it was just very avant-garde, like it's just super artsy. They don't really give it too much for shit. Like if you're not The Shining, The Exorcist, or Silence of the Lambs,
I think
where
Get Out
something
was in there, right?
you said what?
Get Out,
I think
Yep, Get
so.
Out. But people see
original screenplay.
but people see kind of Get Out as like a thriller or even a comedy, and that's why everybody's so shocked. It's like, yo, the Golden Globes, the other award shows, the horror categories. I'm like, yeah, because the closest thing that you can do, you have. We started breaking off a lot into genres now. So essentially, it's always been,
Subgenres.
yeah,
Something
subgenres.
like yeah.
So, but at the core of everything, it's either a comedy or a drama. And just based on how the beats of
Mhm.
horror writing goes, the beats of horror writing matches comedy writing. That's why your comedy writers are also really good at horror movies. Like David Gordon Green before he whiffed the other two Halloween movies. That's the fucking director of Pineapple Express.
Don't they do what's the I mean they do what's the show we watched there? The Gemstones. They do the Gemstones.
Righteous, yep.
Righteous Gemstone. They do all them. So yeah. But that shit, I don't know what that is. Is that a comedy?
Righteous Gemstones is it's a ridiculous comedy. Yeah,
It's like a drama too, though. Shit, the shit they be doing there should be serious.
yeah.
I was like, wait, they killing people?
Yeah. That was a wild one.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, man. But hopefully she get her just due. We get into our Elizabeth Throne. She's not mine, but I was definitely like, oh shit, I do remember her. Naomi Scott. So it was dope to see her get um this type of performance, on this type of scale, not as big as the other movie, but still a pretty good scale. I feel like this movie has had like a pretty decent budget where they're like, you see this like we talk about the marketing for these films being kind of crazy. Like they just said this one random person at these sporting events just smiling the entire time. Like, bro, that's crazy.
That's what made me watch the first one because I was like, nah, they're kind of going hard with this.
Yeah,
They are going.
I enjoyed the first.
I did too.
The marketing was
hmm.
better than the movie for the first one, in my opinion.
Yada yada, nigga. Yada
But
yada.
this
Now the
one,
movie,
this
I think the first one was good. I don't think it was just special.
I don't think it was
I agree with
either.
that. I can agree with that. Rewatching it definitely has some stuff, some horror elements. Like, they play with that I guess maybe psychosis. Because like she goes to this birthday party, she goes pick up this gift, and then turns out it's the cat that's been missing the entire time. It's like, bro, and I'm thinking, and that's one of the moments I'm thinking, bro, this is her mind. It's not real. And then she wake up in the hospital like, scratches all on her body. Like, yeah, no, it's real. She really did that at this birthday party. Like, that's wild. Mm-mm, mm-mm. But I think that's all the scenes of films that I had inside the movie. That y'all have a scene or a part of the movie that y'all really love, or that we didn't get to or speak about that y'all wanted to talk about?
For the most part, I think we covered all my favorite ones.
Yeah,
I'll
me too.
I'll say I enjoyed the element of the whole pulling of the hair and how it kept she was pulling more and more as the movie went on to where when she finally got jumped in her apartment, it was a whole
It was
patch.
the whole patch. Yeah, the first one they did the fingernail.
Mm.
She used to bite on her fingernails all the time until she bit them when she was bleeding through her fingers. On there, it was kind of crazy, which made me think about Penguin and how he was cleaning his mom up with them dirty fingernails. It was just kind of crazy. Like that like you talk about great framing. That's actually crazy. Like that's crazy writing to you looking at this beautiful moment, but it's like you still see the dirt. I'm like, this shit crazy.
It's
Like
reminding you
just to see that.
that he's still
Yeah,
a
like
dirty ass
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah, yeah. No sympathy for that nigga at all either.
I think for me, that scene where she's pulling out her hair, maybe this is just how I took it. I without because he was doing it from like kind of the very beginning.
She was.
I think without them really saying it, I think that's why she cut her hair.
It is. No, that is. They I mean they didn't they I mean that's I mean they didn't say it, but that's what I took from it too. Because it was the whole thing of, what did she was like, so first want to mention your hair, and like, all right, whenever they mention something, it was a key element throughout the entire movie because that's what she does when she gets in her anxious mode or whatever it is, whatever mode she gets into, but she gets so crazy, she pulls them. Like that, they kept making me think of the substance in those little moments where it's just like, oh my god, why do they have to go through everything has a sound, like when Buddy was eating shrimp. I'm like, oh my god, bitch,
It's
please
so
stop touching
nasty.
your hair. I was like, please stop touching your hair. But then remember, Ivy, she was up in there and she was going crazy. It was like, so what have you been doing? She was in the room screaming and pulling her hair out. Like she was doing it with both
Yeah.
hands. She was doing it with
Yep.
both hands though. Like
That's
going crazy.
crazy. That is insane. that was wild. I'm like, hell no.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
no,
it, man.
man.
Man. But yeah, man. This one is gonna go down, man. So I guess my last question here was not was it good though yet, but is Naomi the winner of 2024 final? Well, I can't say final girls, but a horror,
Close enough.
a girl in horror. Is there a better actress, pound for pound, in a horror movie this year that could go toe to toe with her?
not horror movie. The closest I could probably say for me, and I still think Naomi takes it. Maybe would I even consider it horror?
What's that?
Ella Purnell and Sweet Pea.
I haven't watched it yet. I got that's on my. Is she smoking it? Because I know she
Oh,
smoked
nigga,
Fallout. She smoked Fallout.
boy,
But she's
she
smoking it.
hit,
I.
she hitting me.
We're gonna stop it
Hey,
right
look,
there. We're gonna stop it right there. That's my girl. I
her
got a peep.
superpower is them big ass eyes, bro. She knows how to
It
use that.
is.
Because I see that. I said, damn, this close to shit. God.
Did you watch The Substance yet?
Nah, I haven't. Man, I've been busy doing this
Yeah. So
movie. I need to. I need
okay. Make sure
to.
you
I got you,
put both. Make sure you put both headphones
bro.
on and
No,
watch.
I've been hearing about Dennis Quaid eating the fucking shrimp. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. No,
We ain't even talking about that. That's light. That's light work.
I'm good.
That's light work. What about you,
Hell,
Jazz? Is Naomi Scott? Is she the clear runner of this position of the year in horror?
Before seeing this, I would say no. I would have given it to Demi Moore for The Substance. But after seeing this, I got to give it to Naomi easily.
I'm trying to understand why are we automatically giving it to Demi over Margaret?
Are you giving it to Margaret because you saw her titties?
I say Demi
More,
too, and
more,
coochie. Demi Moore, yeah, her.
but you saw
if we're giving it,
right. But you,
if we're giving it to the finest, I'm giving it to Naomi Scott.
but
Man,
no,
you got to see.
we're not.
You got to
I
watch
know.
Margaret.
We're
You
not
got to watch
doing.
Margaret in that film. But no,
I'm
it's
just
not about.
saying.
It's not about the. It's just like I feel like they were beat for beat. They right there with each other. That's just how I feel within that. Like they both were. They gave like it gave what it was supposed to. And I personally feel like even if I feel like they should if there was a situation where there was an Oscar nomination, they should split it. Or it should be they should play it more into the movie where they fight over the one Oscar. Like, bitch, why are you getting it? It should be a thing. Like it should go into the movie. Like I
Should
think
they
that'd be
wear
dope.
this?
That'd
Should
be
they
dope.
wear the same dress?
They wouldn't wear the same clothes. You know they wouldn't wear the same clothes.
Different color? I didn't hear you.
Oh shit. Maybe.
Okay.
But of course, the reason that we're here. Was it good though? Jazz, I'm gonna start with you.
Yes, it was. And I want to apologize for bashing it prior to seeing it. This is why you should not bash a sequel prematurely. But also, I mean, we be thinking sequels gonna be fire and then they come out. Joker 2. But I'm
Y'all
gonna
thought
take
that was gonna be
account.
fire?
Ivy, let me
I thought it was
finish.
gonna be. I thought it was gonna be fire.
Jason thought I was gonna hit up Billy, but I was wrong about Smile 2. I did not like the first one, but I highly enjoyed this one. And Jason was like, horror movie of the year. And I was like, nah, nigga, you wrong. And then I left the movie and said, nah, that nigga was right. So, yes.
Ivy, was it good though? Mm. Oh shoot!
No, I can hear you.
For both of these, huh? Oh, you can hear me? I just think
Yeah, Ivy just ain't answer
though.
your question, but he wanted to say something when
My
I
cord
was
was cutting
talking.
out.
Niggas.
My cord was cutting out, so I was just like, that's why I'm messing with this side because I couldn't hear anybody. What y'all say?
Was it good though?
Okay, hell yeah, this shit was good. Like I'm actually gonna buy. I think the moment pre-orders go up on Amazon, I'm buying it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's a fire movie, man. Of course, I'm definitely up there too. Great movie. As far as like a psychological thriller, I think this gonna be around for a while. They have. I know, Jazz, you feel differently. Personally, I do feel like they do have the chance to do what.
Final Destination.
No, X.
The X trilogy.
Yes, what
The
the X trilogy
trilogy.
failed, what the X failed to do with their film. I do think they have the opportunity to do what they failed to do, but we shall see.
I think they have the opportunity to do what Final Destination has done because you have an entity that can go to multiple people to where you don't have to follow a single character. I think this could actually branch off
Yeah,
to about 4 to 5 movies, even though I don't think it should. I think it
I'm
has the storyline and the material to do it. Just my
I'm with
opinion.
you. I just don't want the oversaturation where it kind of, you know what I'm saying? You don't want your franchise to be oversaturated. Even though you can play with it, that you can play with the but it's like, okay, so
All right,
can you
Halloween.
can you create can you create six new different stories with the same situation, like not saying situation, but the same is, you know what I mean, same entity,
Can a
like, and
prequel
that's
be included in that six movies?
a prequel can be included. Yes,
Then yes,
yes.
I believe you
That's your
can.
question. Yes.
I believe you can get 5 to 6 movies. Should they? No, but if the money is there and you obviously have the support, I absolutely think they have the material to do it. Because somebody got to survive. And of course, people going to keep dying. Ivy, what you think?
I think so, yeah, mostly because essentially I think it has more potential than Final Destination, because Final Destination, you don't get much of an explanation on death or what it is. They kind of just leave it's very ambiguous and ominous, and you're kind of just there off a random occurrence. But Smile, it dives more into the, instead of the situation, dives more into the character. So as long as you give us a very interesting character and how you're going to tackle trauma and fault and guilt and grief, all these things, there's going to be multiple ways to really hit that mark. Essentially, if I'm gonna switch it to music real quick, Tyler the Creator's album just came out yesterday. He said directly via words from his mouth, his newest album that he was working on was very inspired by Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and Big Steppers. Thematically, they're both similar. They're both the same album thematically. They sound completely different. It's the same thing, really. As long as you're able to figure out how to uniquely tackle that, there's no way you run out of stuff like that. Now you just have to just really just take a lot of great care with it and make sure you're doing every storyline justice. Obviously, find the right actress or actor who can convey these emotions. As long as you want to do that, boom, you're gonna always have a movie.
But I don't just want a movie. You want it to be special every time.
Yeah, because again, you're using the vehicle that you're kind of using. It's a fucked up entity slash demon, but it's still it's like a character, like studying two people's minds and what they go through, what trauma causes, how they react to certain things. So you have a big opportunity to keep using that. Like genuinely, scares aside, you really become invested in their background and story more with Skies than Roses. But even still, I found myself kind of invested in what Rose is going through. You just had to, especially if you rewatch it and your disbelief is kind of suspended after you like, okay, what the fuck was that I just saw? You're really understanding that, oh no, we're really digging into these guys' brains.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see how they pick up from here. Like I said, I definitely agree. This is a story that can go for a while. But kind of like with Final Destination, with them switching it up, it kind of each time it kind of loses it loses its je ne sais quoi, I will say. So you kind of have to, you get one, two, then you get three. Well, I enjoyed the fifth movie, but you kind of get two movies in between where it's just like, they're just killing people in the most ridiculous way at this point, and it's kind of like, but playing with people or playing with different people's minds would be a different thing. So even if one of the people end up being a black person, like the shit that they may be having to face, or dealing with microaggressions at work, or did like it'll be interesting to see if they start doing that. If they just even like just doing it with the race, not it can't be based on race, but I feel like that could be a thing that would play a part of what they may be going through, what they may be facing, or somebody that just have like a shitty job, and they just tired of the job. Like it's so many different things. It's so many different things, but you just don't want it to be like, oh my god, here we go again. Mm.
I would even like to see what does it look like when they deal with somebody that's more mentally stable and mentally sound.
I'm curious
That's what
about
And
that as well. Yeah.
that's
and
what I was gonna say. Like with a person that's more, because both of the people we have they have been broken. Like they were
yeah,
already broken, unfortunately, prior to. And like somebody that's more together, are they gonna go through all these same things? Because they may have already forgiven themselves or going through the therapy that they need in that. Because Rose was somebody who was broken, trying to fix broken people, and then Naomi was just somebody who was broken that was still dealing with these traumatic instances without taking accountability. Like she was faking it for the people, but she wasn't really being accountable for real.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it gives you a chance to see how creative the entity really can get to break somebody, because it could easily dive into things. It's like, hey, you think you're truly healed or over a situation. Mostly they talk about when it comes romantically, until it's easy to say. They all say it's easy to say that you're healed from a toxic situation with the ex partner until you have to deal with people again. Once you start dealing with people on a romantic level again, you'll really see, did you truly heal yourself or did you kind of fake the funk? Like that would be, you have different ways and avenues to do it. So really, the sky's the limit as long as they're willing to just keep putting in effort.
Yeah. And creativity behind that for sure. But I have a question for y'all. As y'all were talking, I was thinking, which entity would you rather, or if you had to pick between the three to possess you, which one would you pick out of these categories? Ivy, I'm gonna start with you. Damn, I don't know where Jason went, but I'm a Candyman, Evil Dead, or the Smile Creature. Which one
Evil
would
Dead.
you?
Evil Dead.
Why not Candyman? Because he'll just get you
Just
out of
because
here.
if I
He's not gonna even torment you.
I don't know, it's because I don't want to see a tall 6'5" nigga with bees running around and like, damn, this is how I go out for real. Because I play too much, I get killed by 6'5" tall nigga in a
unless
trench coat with
you're in the
bees.
back, unless you're in the bathroom chilling, and they just decided to say his name, and you had nothing to do with it, but he gonna try to get you for real because you was there.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, this seems fitting. Like little stupid shit like that. I'd rather do have like die it happenstance with Evil Dead, because the moment that you turn into a deadite, you're gone. Like you're done. Your physical presence is still there, but like you're done. So at least I could hang my head and be like, you know what, this is over. I'm done. They got me out the paint real quick. It's cool. I would never in my life deal with that fucking entity. He plays too much.
Yeah, I don't think I would try to do the smile entity because I nah, I'm not trying to go crazy. I probably say I'd probably choose Candyman because the Evil Dead entity makes you like fuck up yourself, and I don't want to go through those pains. And I feel like Candyman to just go ahead and end it right then and there.
See, part of me would be with you. It depends on what Candyman we're talking about. Because if we're talking about the 2021 one, I still remember that scene with the girls in the bathroom. Hell no.
We talking about the original one, like the one that we all know. That's Death from Final Destination, or the Caretaker, whatever.
Oh, he was technically in this one. I mean, in that one. Oh, I enjoy that movie so much. That is a movie that I'm like, hey, I know it's not that great, but I enjoy watching it.
What movie?
2020, man. I
Oh,
enjoy it a lot.
I just wish certain things were different, but I do like how they connected it to the original.
It suffers from trying to do too much. I'm like, there's a clear avenue and route to. I think I have the episode on my old podcast where I pretty much streamlined and rewrote the whole story while keeping all the same exact things the same. My major parts the same. I didn't change anything really. I just made it to where all the pieces fit better. Like that. Anytime I do a rewriting project, that's been my whole thing. Don't change it. Make the pieces fit. And how are you going to
Right.
make these pieces fit? I'm like, oh, that was my easier project to do. I'd done Scream 3. I did Candyman 2021. I've done a few of them. And Jesus, Candyman, that was the easiest one to rewrite. I was like, oh, the pieces are here. This is it.
Yeah. I just
Jason,
got kicked off right there. That was whack.
Jason, welcome back.
Thank you. I don't know what the fuck just happened there, but yeah.
Were you able to hear the question that I asked before you froze and jumped
Nah.
off? Okay, I got you. I basically asked which entity would you rather be possessed by or to possess you? It was between Candyman, Evil Dead, and the Smile Creature. Ivy said Evil Dead. I said Candyman. Who are you choosing?
Smile. I'm smoking somebody off top. I'm smoking somebody boots. I'm smoking somebody boots. I was smoking somebody.
So how many days would it take for it to convince you got to kill somebody? What day would you be on till you like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get them out of there? Ivy says day 2. Okay.
It gotta be like day 2 or 3 because you don't know what's happening just yet. Like it's some unless I wouldn't know until I knew. But
So
yeah, once
day
I figured it out, but like day 2, day 3, I'm be ready. By day 4, they would have been already smoked. I would have figured out who I'm getting by then.
so day 1 is out of the question for y'all. Too
Yeah,
soon?
ain't no day 1 nothing. Yeah, it's too something because I don't know. I don't even know what's going on.
You might not know
I
on
just
day
know
4
somebody.
either.
I may
If
not know what's
you
going on, but day 2, nah. Whether it ends will be doing it myself or having to kill somebody else. Like, nah, I'm not going through this process.
if somebody told you on day 1, soon as you became possessed, what you had to do, how many days are you taking to decide
Oh,
whether
day 1.
Day 1, off top.
Day
I'm
1.
I already got candidates.
Real
Oh yeah.
shit.
What'd you think though? What'd you think though? You got some of them?
I do? I have one from Lisa from Real Movie Lover. She hasn't seen it yet, but she was supposed to see it today. Hope she can get her thoughts in before recording. We recorded Tuesday, so unfortunately not. But Lisa, drop it in the comments. Let us know what you thought. The Crafty Misfit, meh, mediocre at best. So
She was
the
supposed to be on this.
Crafty,
She was supposed to be on this episode. Because Captain
oh
Mystery's on some
Joe,
bullshit. I thought that was Lisa at first. I'm like, man, you on some bullshit.
yeah, Joe wasn't feeling it too much, but you know, it's all good.
Can't win them all. Can't win them all.
Yeah. Link of Thrones. Ivy, do you have your person?
Naomi Scott, Lemonade Mouth, because that's when I first discovered her, and I was like, damn, she's fine as hell.
Lemonade man.
Yep. Disney Channel original movie.
Never heard of that.
Came
Gotta be.
Disney Channel original movie. I have a baby sister, so by default in ninth grade, every now and then I'd have to watch whatever she wanted to watch.
Mm, understand. Jason, who do you have as your Link of Thrones?
I guess I'm gonna go with the brother Lucas Gage. Um, I'm gonna go with American Vandal.
I remember
uh,
that.
the shitty.
It was a
They
shitty
shitted in
episode where he put shit on everybody's
Yeah,
car.
he was also in you too, but I ain't gonna talk about that.
Okay.
He like to get peed on.
Oh. I'm gonna go with Drew Barrymore. She was in Scream.
Ooh.
Because, because of course. But did y'all have anything else y'all wanted to add to this episode before we close it out? Any kind of plugs? Ivy, shameless plugs. We didn't get to do one at the opening of the episode. So if you want to plug anything, this is your time to shine.
I see my logo up at the top. You feel me? I just put out a short film yesterday on for the whenever you guys put the show out. Actually, it's October 28th that it came out. There's been like a lot of great reception for it so far. This is supposed to be just kind of a throwaway thing, and while I work on something else, I might actually just submit this to something. I don't know yet, but we will see. Did you guys been showing up and showing out? I'm at 142 views for it.
By the
So,
time this drops, that will be tripled.
hey, shit. Hopefully, I'm trying to get out the hood. So,
Nah, I definitely feel that. But yeah, I definitely checked it out before we jumped on a review and you had sent me a clip
appreciate
of it and I was just like, but let me ask this. Is it okay for a quick spoiler? Was she wearing her shades because he felt uncomfortable having eye contact?
you. Yeah,
Bruh, that's love. All right.
yeah. That's why.
Because I was like, why she got him? And I was like, what? And did he draw with her eyes? Are we gonna get like a part 2? Or
Yes and no. It's
okay.
gonna be. I'm making the feature length movie. There are two characters that are in the feature length movie. So this story takes place before the movie, and it picks back up at some point.
Okay. I'll definitely be looking out for that. But let the folks know, were you able to drop the name of your short film?
Oh yeah, it's called Green and Purple Balloons. It's on the YouTube channel Ivy Films. You guys want to link it in your description? You guys can.
For
Just
sure.
yeah, we are just here doing that. And even everybody kept asking what the title was. I said that's because there's elements. At least all the characters in feature, they're the male characters. They have some form of element of my psyche and personality traits. I like to drop little very specific things that, if you know me very well, you know exactly why these things are here and what they mean. I did. Everybody's asking about the purple, balloon colors. I said one. That's green is my favorite color, and I've always take note that a lot of my most memorable significant others, whether it be through crushes or people that I've dated or anywhere in the middle, since I was like 13, 14, that's always been their favorite color. So I was like, okay, let me just use that and make something really based around that shit. And then have it kind of grow and grow from there, and then use little tidbits of other specific things that I've been through when writing some of these stories.
Got you. Yeah, we'll definitely plug it in the description on our YouTube, and also we've been showing love and sharing it on our socials.
Appreciate y'all.
But Jason, did you have anything you wanted to add before we closed out this episode? Give me a wave. If not, okay. I definitely just wanted to say we had some recent collabs. By the time this episode drops, it would have been last week. I was a guest on the Brick Wall podcast with our homie Dave, reviewing an 80s horror, The Chopping Mall. I'm not big on. Are you familiar with that movie?
It's the best movie.
So I'm not gonna lie. When I checked it out, I was just like 80s horror, and I was on the fence. But it was actually better than I had expected because the characters weren't completely ridiculous. So
it's the situation and scenario that's ridiculous. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. I'm like, so they just decided after a terrible lightning storm, they just want to start killing everybody. Bet. Okay. But yeah, y'all check out that episode. And me and Jason was also guests on the Toontastic Journey podcast discussing Nightmare Before Christmas, closing out spooky season. So y'all pretty much check out those episodes. We've been collabing. Next week, we are dropping our Agatha All Along episode. And this past week, we dropped our double feature with Blink Twice and Strange Darling, and we had Chris and Casey as our guests. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review. Jason, was there anything you wanted to add to this episode before we bounced?
No, appreciate you, Abby, for coming in, listening to the episode. Outside of that, catch us when you catch us, man. This was a Weirdo podcast. I am one half of the host. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
And until next time,
Cheers.